Thank you, everyone, for attending tonight. This is the school board meeting for April 10th, 2025. Ms. Coakley, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Green?
Here.
Ms. Hanson? Ms. Rutherford? Ms. Fauntleroy? Mr. Harrell? Ms. Martin? Ms. Moore? Dr. Peterson?
Here.
Ms. Baker? Ms. McCullum? Ms. Lamey? Ms. Hurstis? Mr. Breaux? Mr. Kuzan? Ms. Rufino Gallagher?
Thank you. Ms. Hanson will lead the invocation and pledge this evening.
Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to meet tonight to recognize our students, our employees, and administrative appointees. We ask that you guide this board to work together for what is best for our children and our parish. We ask a special blessing on the graduating class of 2025 as they finish their last days of their senior year in their high school journey. As they move on to the next phase in their lives, we ask that you bless them with wisdom, that they will make the best decisions for themselves and their future. We pray you give them courage to handle the challenges they will face. Bless them with compassion for others and themselves. And we ask that you give them peace in knowing that you're always by their side. We ask these things in your holy name. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would any board members like to recognize visitors? Mr. Kuzan?
Thank you very much. I'd like to recognize the Slidell alumni chapter of the Delta Sigma Theta. They're here tonight, and we're very happy to have them here tonight. Please stand as you. Thank you for your attendance here tonight.
Ms. Lamey?
I'm sure there are many people that I know out there, so I'm sorry if I don't get to say hi to everybody, but I saw one of my amazing principals, Ms. Tamika Smith from Carolyn Park. Thank you for being here, and also a former coworker and a very good friend that is near and dear to my heart, Michelle Arno. Thank you. Happy to see you.
Ms. Fauntleroy?
Thank you, Mr. Green. I actually want to recognize someone who is not here, but I did see Mr. Boudreau, our principal from Covenant High, back there. I wanted to recognize Ms. Melissa Cephalou. She is the sponsor for the Covenant High Robotics team, and she couldn't be here tonight because she's in Wisconsin with 25 kids from Covington High for national powerlifting. So just congratulations to them. And good luck. Good luck. Good luck. I know they compete all week, so good luck.
Mr. Harrell?
I would like to recognize the math teacher that did pass me, Miss Stephanie Boudreau in the back, and her husband, Mr. John Boudreau.
So now we're going to move the superintendent update until after our special recognitions. And so with that, I'd like to recognize the LSB Art Contest winner, and Mr. Harrell and Mr. Kuzan have that presentation.
Thank you, President Green. We would like to take a moment to recognize Gemma Ducote, a kindergarten student at Little Pearl Elementary School. Gemma's artwork titled "So Say the Alligator" has been selected as a winner in the 2024-2025 Louisiana School Board Association Artwork Contest. Her artwork was featured at the 2025 LSBA Convention, where over 600 Louisiana school board members and local superintendents had the opportunity to enjoy and view her creation. Additionally, Gemma's framed artwork will be displayed in the Governor's Mansion for 2 weeks, allowing all visitors to appreciate it. It will also be exhibited on the walls of the LSBA office, showcasing the pride we have for talented students, artists across Louisiana. Congratulations to Gemma and her art teacher, Ms. Savannah Dominique. Will Gemma, will you please join Mr. Kuzan at the podium to receive your plaque?
Congratulations to you. Thank you, representing St. Timothy Parish and coming in. Thank you very much. This is the young lady that won the award. Everybody love her.
Will Gemma's family and teacher please stand to be recognized? Thank you, President Green.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd also like to thank the other faculty and staff from Little Pearl that are here to support Gemma. And Gemma, great job. We're super proud of you, and your art is beautiful. Any other comments? See none. So our National Robotics Week, Ms. Burkett? Can you get in here?
Good evening. Hello, President Green, Superintendent Javia, board members, and all of our guests. I think this is the most people I've ever seen in this boardroom since I've been here. But I'm so excited tonight to celebrate our special National Robotics Week, which started on April 5th. This is a time when we highlight the importance of robotics, STEM education, and the incredible opportunities that these fields create for our students. National Robotics Week is not only about recognizing innovation and technology, but also about inspiring the next generation of engineers, coders, and problem solvers. Tonight, we're here to shine a spotlight on the remarkable achievements of our robotics teams across St. Tammany Parish. From elementary all the way up to high school, our students have demonstrated dedication, creativity, and most importantly, teamwork through building robots, coding, and competing at the highest levels. Our teams have participated in numerous competitions throughout the year and have consistently brought home top honors. I do want to highlight a few of the major awards or big awards that some of our teams have won this year in no particular order. I'm going to start with Covington High, I know a few of them are here this evening, and I know Ms. Fallenberg mentioned that Ms. Cefalu was not able to make it tonight, but our other advisor is Mr. Thomas. Thank you. They won 3 tournament championships this year and a design award. And they have 2 teams, and the other team also won a Judges Award and an Innovate Award. And this was at the competition at Haynes Academy, the Haynes Academy competition in Northwest High School, correct? Yes, so congratulations for that, Covington High. We have one of our middle schools, Little Oak Middle, who they are here this evening, the Brainiacs. They compete in one of the Lego leagues, and they actually placed in the top 10% with their score at the state competition this year. Congratulations, Little Oak. Mandyville Junior High's robotics team, they were ranked 4th going into their first tech state competition this year, and they were chosen by the #1 team to be partnered with, which ultimately won them the championship round to win Louisiana's title. Congratulations, Mandyville Junior. Mandyville High School. Currently, they are ranked 129th worldwide out of 3,712 teams. They were the Magnolia Regional Champions. They defeated Denham Springs in the finals, and they are qualified for the Houston Championship, which is coming up in just a few days, I feel like, at this point. So congratulations to Mandyville High. North Shore High, our Swim Shadies. North Shore has a water robotics team called the Swim Shadies, and they pretty much have swept everything they've been in. Too many to name, but they will have qualified and are going to the World's competition in Texas? No, Maryland. You're Maryland, that's right. So congratulations to the Swim Shadies. Also, there are 3 programs this year that were in their first year who also did pretty well. And I have a few more that I'm going to talk about, but I want to mention Pearl River High. They are in their first rookie year as a robotics high school team, and they won tournament champions at their debut VEX competition. Pearl River High. Chafunkta Middle School is also another first-year team. They are competing in the Lego leagues as well. They're called the Bite Size Gators, and they earned an Engineering Excellence Award, and they also finished 15th out of 60 teams. I also have to add that one of their advisors, Miss Ashley Jackson, she was named Coach of the Year by the first Lego League Association by the first team. So congratulations, Miss Ashley. Fontainebleau High, while they didn't win any major awards this year, they, per their team advisors, were very persistent and determined, and they hosted 2 tournaments this year, one for our Lego leagues and also one for the VEX team. So thank you so much, Fontainebleau High, for all of your work with that. There's 2 more I do want to mention very quickly. I know there's a lot, but they're just so amazing, and they've done such an awesome job. And I don't want to forget anyone, and I know I am. I also want to thank Madisonville Junior. They're in their first year. They won strategic design at qualifiers, and they went to 3 different qualifiers, and they won a design award at each one. So congratulations to Madisonville Junior. And then Sixth Ward, and I also want to mention, I mentioned Little Oak, but I want to mention Sixth Ward as well. I'm going to show a video in just a few moments that is highlighting some of our elementary teams. But Sixth Ward, they are also they were doing it a while ago and then started back up this year. And they went to a competition at North Shore High this year, and they placed in the top 10. So as I mentioned, it's very important to recognize the growth of our programs at the elementary level, where the excitement begins for all of my elementary people out there. I'm going to show you guys a short video that features some of our youngest robotics learners from 3 of our elementary schools and middle schools. These students are building their skills in the first Lego Leagues, and we hope that this early exposure encourages them to stay involved in robotics throughout their school journey.
The cool thing about STEM and robotics is it's teaching them skills. They're problem solving, they're critical thinking, they're collaborating with each other. These are skills that can be applied to any career field. For them to be able to start developing these skills at such a young age is basically giving them a head start.
Over the seasons that I've had on the Brainiacs, I have grown from just not even knowing how to program, not even knowing what the word core values meant, but now I'm the one that people ask if they need help with something. Every day I learn something new from my coaches, from my team. I love it more than anything I do here at school. It's one of my favorite things.
They find what they're good at in here. They can find where they fit in, and then they learn that they can earn the respect of their peers by showing what they can do or sharing their ideas, and we see their confidence just skyrocket over the course of being in robotics.
I always thought of if I didn't know what to do, I would do it wrong, but now I don't think of that no more. I just think I can do it. I just gotta practice.
I'm so grateful. I don't know what I would be doing if there was no robotics.
It's just mainly fun because you can work with others, and it helps develop a lot of skills that you need later on.
Ms. Cruz and I have had this vision for a few years. We started with an after-school club so we could kind of learn the ropes, and then seeing them compete this year, and more importantly, the skills that they learned throughout this whole year from where they started in the beginning to where they are now. It's been such a joy to see.
We've done so much, and I feel like I'm bringing a lasting legacy to all the other people and kids that'll join the team. The coaches might change or whatever, but the robotics team will still be the same. I'm hoping that I come back in 10 years or so and can see a whole bunch of trophies in the trophy room.
Incredible. They really, really are. They really, really are. Very proud of them. I got to go back. I forgot to mention North Shore High and Salmon High. You guys, I'm so sorry, and you're right in front of me. My apologies. And they're right there. I forgot to mention that their team, they won a professionalism award, and they placed 11th out of 37 teams at Magnolia Regional and 16th out of 55 at the Bayou Regional. I'm so sorry. All right, I promise I'm almost done. I mean, I am almost done, so. Those students that you saw in the video, they will soon be leading our junior and high school teams and maybe even designing the next big tech breakthrough, who knows? So we're really excited to watch them, and hopefully in a few years we'll see them right where you guys are. In closing, it goes without saying that robotics transcends age and experience. From our VEX rookies to our first LEGO League global contenders, I'm so proud to share that our district teams have secured 8 tournament championships this year and 4 state qualifications. This is a true testament to the strength of our students, our teachers and advisors, and our schools. We're looking forward to carrying this momentum into next year with even more growth, innovation, and success. We are not just building robots. You guys are not just building robots. You guys are truly building a legacy. Thank you so much for celebrating with us. Happy National Robotics Weeks, and thank you to the school board for supporting our robotics teams.
I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but I do want to give the opportunity to any students that might be here, if they want to come to the mic and tell us about their experience. I know with this many people, it might be a little frightening to do that, but if any, I did want to,
There's a few that are not very shy.
if there's anybody that would like to speak about that.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
My name is Ethan Frazier, and this is Keith Smith, and we are part of the Pearl River High robotics team. As we said before, we are our first year, and it was very exciting that we could go to state. We were not expecting that. I'm a builder, and he codes. He's our head coder, so he is responsible for making the bot do all its things, and we come up with the design and make sure that design is executed. So it was really, really cool to see, not only through just VEX, but also through CPERCH, what we could do. Like I said, definitely was a huge surprise how many awards we were able to win as a first-year team. So I just wanted to thank Mr. and Mrs. Hudman for giving us the opportunity. Absolutely. And I want to thank everybody here, and go Rebels.
Go Rebels.
Hi, my name is Larry. I'm from Team 2992, Mandeville Robotics. I am the outreach captain, which is basically reaching out to the community and helping inspire those younger generations. We do that in multiple forms, and from doing this, I've learned very, very valuable things that we can put into real life. And the main thing I learned about robotics, it's not just for those who want to build robots and make cool text. There's millions of things out there you can do. If you like taking pictures, you can do media. You like handling funds, we have a business team. You want to volunteer, we have an outreach team. There's something for everybody. So even if you don't like robotics, just give it a chance, and it can change your life.
Good evening. My name is Austin Abear. I am from Covington High Lionbots. Our team number is 515488, and we also have a second team who unfortunately could not make it today. And our sponsors are Mr. John Thomas and Ms. Cephalo, who unfortunately could not be here today. As a representative of Team A, this is my first year captaining, and I will say it's been a blast. It's been a learning experience, and definitely a learning curve in general. this is my third year with VEX VRC, which is our high school division, which we compete against Pearl River and Fontainebleau. Those are some of our representatives that are here today, along with various other teams from Vinton, Lake Charles, Opelousas, all over the state. And we have actually been able to go to Worlds. We have been to state multiple times, and in general, among top performing. And it has been a wonderful time. It has been something that I've always been interested in, and I've just enjoyed the entire robotics experience as I've had.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nolan Vrove. I'm from North Shore High School, from Team 1912 Combustion. First of all, I want to thank the board for giving us this amazing opportunity, allowing us to be here. I'd like to thank our mentor, our amazing mentor, Mr. Lewis Jackson, who helps the team develop. And of course, I would love to thank North Shore High School. I believe our principal behind us, Mr. William Gallagher over there. I wanted to show you my personal story on the team. I have been part of these robotics programs for around 9 years now. The first global organization has raised me since I was in elementary school at Honey Island Elementary. And they've raised me to become who I am. I believe if you asked me 2 years ago to come up here and talk, I would have been absolutely speechless, completely flustered. I wouldn't have said a word up here. And my time on this team has taught me how to talk and be sociable with people. I've learned technical skills, learned how to design entire robots, and I've been able to have a lot of fun on this team, just learning in a fun way that gets everyone involved.
So like Mandeville said, we are not just robots, and you need no prior knowledge to be in this. Most of us didn't even know how to use a drill when we first got here, and there are so many different things. Most of us can say any kind of job, and we can tell you a role in our team. So photography, we can put you in, we can give you a camera. There is public speaking like this. There's a lot of jobs that require public speaking. There are so many skills that this can develop. And on May 10th, we are hosting a Women in STEM Day for all the young girls who are in grades 3rd through 7th, if y'all would like to attend. We will have engineers, people for weather, all kinds of people. This is not a women-dominated sport. This is really not. We need a lot more women. We really need a lot more women. So please come and join us.
Hello, my name is Chow Pham. I am a part of Salmon High since Team 1912 is not just North Shore, it's also North Shore Salmon and homeschooled students. And I have been in first for, I'd say a little bit since I was in FLL, and I was unsure where it'd take me. I wasn't really sure what I'd do in the future either. I just thought it was really fun, but I really enjoyed my experience in FLL, and ever since that, I've been seeking the FIRST program, and I fell in love with FIRST since it taught me a lot. It taught me to build, it taught me to reach out, because like Nolan, I struggle a lot with public speaking, and I'm still really nervous, but I really appreciate that I have the opportunity to go up here and talk about my experience just for a little bit, and go 1912.
Hi, my name is Cameron Rodas, and I'm with the Swim Shadies from North Shore. And we're the underwater robotics team. This is our second year ever getting to do this, and I was so lucky to have been invited to the team last year. Being able to see a team like this start from absolutely no knowledge of anything. I think we had one person on our team that knew anything about robotics. And just being able to qualify for internationals our first year and then make it again our second year has been the most absolute insane experience that I've ever had. I personally never thought that I would love robotics as much as I do, let alone underwater robotics, because I mean, who even knew that that was a thing, right? But I will say I'm so incredibly grateful for all of the opportunities that it's given me. Just yesterday, we got to go to one of our feeder schools, Little Oak, for a STEAM day, and we got to just show the kids our ROVs, our remotely operated vehicles, and they got to play around with them, pick up different objects from the ground like we do for our mission courses, and just seeing the spark that so many of them have is something really incredible. So I really hope that everybody starts to get involved, because there's really nothing like it.
Hello, I'm Isaac Wynn. I'm the pilot for the bot for Swim Shadies. It's been really nice being able to be invited on this team and having the chance to perform, drive the bot, and really learn the controls and everything. Being able to learn and use more tools, like having to solder, of course, or using other tools to help build the bot has been a challenge, but something that we've all worked together as a team to help build the bot together. It's really fun working with everyone on the team. We have a lot of challenges with building the bot, but in the end, we've gotten where we are, and I'm really proud that we've all gotten together and built the bot that we have, and that we can go to internationals. Yeah.
I think they're teaching speech and robotics as well. I don't know.
I was going to say, so with the first, and one of the advisors could probably speak better, but some of the awards they focus on are about professionalism and being gracious and how you interact with your team and the other teams. So they are learning that as well, which also ties into the habits that we're learning at school. So it's an amazing, amazing program, an amazing experience. And thank you so much, Mr. Green, for allowing them to speak. I know a lot of people come up and talk, but this is why we're here. So thank you.
It's my
Thank you.
pleasure. You know, I just want to acknowledge the students that are here, the faculty sponsors, the mentors, the families. You guys are just absolutely incredible. And this past Friday, I ran into Frankie there at the Pontchartrain Center at the Bayou Regional. I had the opportunity to spend a few hours and watch some of these teams compete. And the student from Mandeville who spoke mentioned about collaboration, and I really didn't understand how the competition worked, but you go in there and it's just a madhouse. I mean, there's just, stands are packed, the teams are being rooted for, and it is a collaboration, and there is room for anybody on these teams. I saw people entering in stuff to their phone, and I'm like, what are they doing? Oh, they're keeping data on these other teams. And then I asked this girl, what are you doing? I'm compiling all the data, and I'm doing the analytics to decide which team we want to compete against and who we want to compete with. And it's really just a team effort. There's marketers, there's fundraisers, it's just a collaborative effort. And it's not just about the bot. It's about teamwork, and it's about developing these kids into just unique individuals. And it was really a fun experience to be a part of. So thank you for inviting me, and I hope that this board and other people here get to visit those competitions, because it's unbelievable what these students and their mentorships are doing. So thank you for being here, and I will, if there's other comments from the board, Ms. Fauntleroy.
Just real quickly, I wanted to, the young lady who mentioned that you're hosting the women in STEM, I just wanted to get the date, time, location. I didn't catch it.
I'll take that. So she had to leave.
Okay.
Appointment this evening, but we're going to get that information out to the community. But it's on May 10th.
May 10th?
And it's 10 until 3, Asa?
10:30 to about 3:45, around that time, yeah.
And what location? North Shore High School, May 10th, 10:30. Okay, I wanted to get that out to people who are watching. I wanted to agree with Mr. Green. I went to a competition at Fontainebleau, and it is amazing because they eventually have to partner up with people they didn't come with, that aren't on their team at some at some point. And it just pulls in everything. And I'm just so proud to be part of a district that is trying to provide something for every kid, a way that every kid can find a way to plug in. So just thank you and congratulations, guys.
Thank you. Ms. Rutherford?
There's a teacher out in that hallway. Her name is Lauren. Lauren from Chifuncta. Come on out here, Lauren. I'm calling her out. Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you a quick little story. Lauren and I were one of the first two teachers in St. Tammany who did PLTW about 15 years ago. And Lauren and I can tell you that our little robot that we built that went down the hallway, we were ecstatic. Can you imagine if we built something like they did? Y'all have blown me away because I cannot even imagine. Our little robot was barely moving, okay? And y'all are throwing balls and catching stuff and throwing rings. I mean, are you impressed? And congratulations to Chifuncta, Lauren. I'm so proud of y'all.
Mr. Kuzan?
They raise their own money, and that's a big, big thing, I think. So I just want everybody to know, they market themselves, raise their own money for what they're doing. Thank you very much.
Dr. Peterson?
I'd just like to add, because I stopped working as a principal about 13 years ago, and I just wanted to say this program has been in effect probably for nearly 20 years now. I'm not sure exactly, but it's been quite a while, and it has never disappointed me, and it has always been an enthusiastic, just a culmination of effort between the parents, the community, and the supporters, the people who contribute to the financial part of this. It's such a growing positive, and one of our students said I'm so grateful for the fun learning experience. Man, learning can be fun, and this is how it's fun. It's intense. I'm just so proud to be a part of this as our school, and I hope that we are wise enough to continue to recruit people to support this program in the years to come, because it's been a fabulous almost 20 years already. So thank you, students, teachers, community supporters. Thank you all so much.
Ms. Gallagher?
I just want to say thank you to the sponsors who put in the time and effort to help these kids. Without you guys, they wouldn't be able to do it, for giving y'all's time and effort, and parents too. I mean, my kids travel for sports, so I know how it is to get them where they got to go and all that stuff. So we really appreciate you guys too. Ms. Ryan, I know Ms. Burkett said y'all are going to Maryland. When is that? May 31st, June 1st. Hold on. 5/31/61. Okay, thank you. And last but not least, while every child that is in robotics is extremely special and very good, there's one person who I have to say to that might want to be upset with me later, but Sean Johnson, where are you? Raise your hand, please. If everyone before he leaves could wish Sean a happy birthday, his parents would appreciate it. So happy birthday, Sean.
Thank you, Ms. Gallagher. So we're.
Ms. Hanson.
Oh, Ms. Hanson, sorry.
Thank you to all of the sponsors in the community who did help to contribute to these teams. I know robotics can be very expensive. Thank you also to Chevron. I know Chevron is a huge supporter of Project Lead the Way and the other robotics programs. So thank you to Chevron as well.
The next item is our administrative announcements, and what I want to do is take a quick, maybe 3 to 5 minute break and let Gemma's family and the faculty and staff from Little Oak, and then our robotics teams, give them a chance to leave and go celebrate their accomplishments. But if we could take a 3 to 5 minute break, that'll free some chairs up for some of these families to come in. So we'll try to do this as orderly as possible. I'd like to call this meeting back to order. If the board members could find their way back to their seats. And with that, I'd like to turn the podium over to Mr. Jabbia with our administrative announcements.
Thank you so much, Mr. Green. Board members, staff, thank you all so much. I know a lot of people are here that, excited and ready to celebrate. Tonight is a great night. We move forward with a new crew of administrators that I'm extremely, extremely excited about. We've put together a great team here in St. Tammany. I would put our administrators, our faculty and staff against any school district in the state of Louisiana. We are truly, truly blessed. And tonight, I would love to announce some new administrative appointments. And we will start with 6 principals that we'll be naming tonight. And we'll begin with the new principal at Alton Elementary School, Ms. Shalom. I said Miss Shalom Lacoste. Thank you. Just kidding. Thank y'all. Shalom.
Good evening, everyone. To Superintendent Jabbia, President Green, Assistant Superintendents Langlois and Gardner, board members, supervisors, I would like to express my sincere thanks for the opportunity to serve and lead Alton Elementary School. To my husband, Farrell, of 30 years, and my children, Kayla, and my twins, Caitlin and Caleb, along with my mom, my brother, brother-in-law, sister, everybody that's here today, thank you for being my greatest cheerleaders. By expressing their love and their support and reminding me of my worth and value, the value that I bring to their lives and others. Sometimes I feel like they think I'm invincible or have superpowers, but this career has allowed me to be that and so much more for every one of them here today. To Dr. Hebert, it's been an extreme pleasure to serve along with you. You were able to connect with me on so many levels. You're a friend and a mentor. I'm forever grateful for your wisdom, knowledge, and confidence, encouraging and challenging me to grow personally, spiritually, and professionally, and building my self-efficacy from the first day I entered Alton Elementary School. To the Alton family, thank you for opening your doors and allowing me to simply be me. Yeah. Accepting my strengths, my weakness, understanding my expectations, while refining and building my leadership capacity. To my St. Tammany Junior High family, Mr. DiCarlo, my LTWI family, my Delta family, friends, and friends, and those who are gathered here today to honor me. My experiences with each of you do not go unnoticed. So many kind words have been expressed that I stand before you humble and grateful to accept this appointment of principal at Alton Elementary School. To the Alton community, I'm committed and honored to be back in the community where I started 25 years ago, teaching at Pearl River High School. I would have never imagined that I would be back in this community 25 years later serving as principal. The students I taught are the parents of the students that are attending Alton Elementary School right now. I pledge my loyalty, commitment, and dedication to ensure that all teachers, students, and families are provided with the best instructional practices and strategies through collaborative and reflective practices driven by data to make informed decisions that aligns with the school's mission and the district's mission and vision. Alton Elementary is a change agent. We are a change agent in the Alton community. We meet them where they are, and we build leaders one day at a time. We're researchers by identifying the school needs, innovators by implementing new ideas and strategies to improve behavior in academics, trainers to help teachers and students master new skills, teachers and coaches providing collaborative and support along the way, a counselor making refinements for those who just may need a bit more of extra help. Every morning during the announcement, the student ambassadors and the Lighthouse team recite what we call the RAM Creed. Our RAM Creed says, I attend Alton Elementary School because I'm smart and I'm going to college. I'm actively engaged in my learning. I have high expectations for myself. I ask and respond to high-quality questions. I have great ideas, and daily I contribute to the intellectual life of my class. I am focused, I manage my own behavior, and I'm consistently successful. We, the Alton faculty and staff, are determined to focus on meeting the needs of students where they are and building academic and behavioral leaders, again, one day at a time. As I embark upon this new journey, I will continue to walk this path with integrity. God's grace and favor has continuously been with me and will continue to be with me. It is evident in my life. I hope you can see his light. The experiences shared with each of you impact my life in positive ways. Because of each of you, I'm steadfast, blessed, highly favored, confident, respectful, honest, reflective, trustworthy, professional, bold, empowering, encouraging, committed, dedicated, and a team player, and always operating in integrity. I will lead with a growth mindset, being intentional and fully responsible for the successes of the school, being consistent, knowing that challenges are a part of the process to success. I will continue to cultivate cohesiveness and be optimistic for our bright future at Alton. It is with great gratitude and humility that I say thank you again for allowing my influence to impact the Alton community. I wholeheartedly accept this opportunity to be principal of Alton Elementary School. Thank you. Thank you.
Shalom, y'all better stop and get some vases because y'all got some flowers, girl. Can I have the family and friends, supporters of Mr. Cost, please stand to be recognized, please. Please stand to be recognized.
Much love, guys. Much love.
Congratulations, Shalom. So proud for you, sweetheart. So proud for you. Next, I'd like to introduce our new principal at Brock Elementary, Miss Jamie Mills.
I don't know if I could do what my D9 sister just did. Good evening, Superintendent Javia, President Green, Assistant Superintendents, board members, and everyone else gathered here tonight. I would like to begin by acknowledging and thanking God, who is the head of my life. I would also like to extend my sincere gratitude to Superintendent Javia and his entire administrative team for their support and belief in my leadership abilities. To Ms. Fashon and our Lion Elementary family, thank you for welcoming me with lots of love and respect. The faculty and staff have remained open and have allowed me to lead, coach, and support them while improving teaching and learning. You all have made me feel right at home, and I appreciate that. Not too long ago, I stood before you all with a similar aspiration to return home and continue my contributions to the field of education. The drive, passion, and motivation that ignited me 21 years ago continue to fuel my endeavors, and I'm honored to bring this dedication to a school in my hometown. I'm committed to continue my professional journey as the leader of Glen H. Brock Elementary School, a school nestled in the heart of Old Town Slidell. Has been fortunate to have some exceptional leaders, and I'm honored to be considered the next principal. I'm excited about connecting with the students, staff, families, and community that Brock serves. I would like to publicly extend my heartfelt congratulations to Rose Smith and her 49 years of dedicated service to the St. Tammany Parish School System. I have always admired her and aspired to emulate the educators of my immediate family. I'm gonna put a pencil right there and tell Mr. Alfonso, this is 187 years of continued service to St. Tammany Parish School System sitting on my row. In a few weeks, she will join her siblings who have been here tonight, come out here tonight, who have also retired from this great district as former educators. I'm certain that my father is smiling down on all of us, and he is overjoyed by this news tonight. To my family, those present and those who could not attend, I would like to thank you for your love and support, particularly during this last school year. To my children, Dalen and Aaron, my mother, Trudy, and my two brothers, Joshua and Jeremy, as well as their beautiful wives, my love for you is beyond measure. Thank you for this appointment.
Thank you. Tonight, I'm wishing I was a florist in town, is what I wish I was. But if I could take a moment, if I could have all the family and friends supportive of Jamie, please stand and be recognized, please. It's amazing. My family has such a long history with both of our applicants tonight and new appointments, and it's blown me away just to hear the years and the years that I know my mom is extremely proud, and she's watching, and I know my father is too. So I just congratulate you both very much for all that you do for us. I'd like to move on at this time to to recognize our new principal at Little Oak Middle School, Miss Amy Gattuso.
Good evening, everyone. Superintendent Jabbia, President Green, Assistant Superintendents, supervisors, and all members of the board. Thank you so very much for granting me the honor of serving as principal of Little Oak Middle. I am so excited to begin this journey as leader of our extraordinary school within our amazing school system. I would like to thank both my personal family and my Little Oak family for their continued love and support over the past 31 years. I would also like to recognize Little Oak's former 3 principals, all of whom I have been so blessed to work alongside of: Marilyn Faust, Amy DiCarlo, and Kim Vanderklis. I learned so very much from each one of them, and they have certainly contributed to my leadership skills. I look forward to what the future holds for Little Oak Middle, and again, thank you all so much for this opportunity.
If I could have Amy's family, friends, supporters, please stand and be recognized, please. Thank you. Amy talked about the DiCarlos. They have 187 years of experience also, I think. Just kidding, Vince. Just kidding. I couldn't pass that one up. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. So, but next, I'd like to recognize our next appointee, the new principal at Pineview Middle School, Miss Melanie White.
Good evening, Superintendent Jabbia, President Green, board members, assistant superintendents, directors, supervisors, coordinators, members of the PVMS community, family, and friends. I would like to take the next minute just to thank all of you for your support, in addition to my PVMS school family, parents, teachers, students, and my entire Covington High learning community for your mentorship, your tough talks and calls to ensure my success since taking over as acting principal in October. It has been a roller coaster of emotions, situations, and events, all of which I know prepared me for this new journey. I stand here tonight with 2 feet planted in the STPPS soil, ready to take this marathon on. I thank you for selecting and trusting me for this position. With a track record of success, PVMS will continue to strive to build teamwork, integrity, growth, excellence, respect, and service in our community. As I walk away from this podium, I thank all of my team members that are here tonight, those of you that are out watching, and I say to my Pineview family and parents, when I began this journey, I wasn't sure I could do it. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it. I now know I can do it, but I did hear God whisper in my ear, and he said, it's not that you can do it, it's that you get to do it. And for that, I thank you for helping me to find my purpose and helping me to walk in my purpose. I thank my family who have come from near and far. I call them the old lady gang. They have mentored me. They have told me all my life how bossy I was and I was meant for this job. So I thank them for coming and hanging on in to support me. Once again, Mr. Jabbia, board, parents, families, thank you for allowing me to live my purpose.
Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Melanie. Can Melanie, any of her family and friends that are here, supporters, please stand and be recognized, please. We've got extra flowers if anybody needs some. We got plenty. Just kidding, just joking. Next tonight, I'd like to move on our next appointment from Pontchartrain Elementary School, Mr. Zachary Butler.
Good evening, Superintendent Jabbia, President Green, and fellow school board members. I'm beyond honored to be able to accept the principal position at Pontchartrain Elementary School tonight. Thank you so much for this tremendous honor to be able to be selected to serve the Pontchartrain Eagle community as their principal beginning next school year. I've been truly blessed to be surrounded by an incredible network of family, friends, and colleagues that have supported and encouraged me to reach this point in my career. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my family for always being my loudest and proudest cheerleaders and the cutest. Lost my spot there. Okay. Their love, patience, and support has continuously encouraged me to strive to be the best version of myself possible. Finally, I would like to thank the administrative team, teachers, community of Covington High School for believing and trusting in me the past 2 years. I've grown so much as an educator and a leader because of their support and guidance. And don't worry, Coach Boudreaux, I'll still come out under those Friday night lights at Jack Salter Stadium. Once a lion, always a lion. Tonight's appointment is more than just a professional milestone for me. It's a homecoming. Pontchartrain holds a special place in my heart, and I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity to return and serve the students, the teachers, and the families who make this school so exceptional. To the teachers, staff, students, and community members of Pontchartrain Elementary School, I want to begin by saying that I'm here to build trust. Trust with our educators who deserve strong, visible leadership and unwavering support. Trust with our families who send us their very best every single day and count on us to nurture not just their academic excellence, but character and care. And most importantly, trust with our students who deserve to feel safe, valued, and inspired every single day. My vision is simple: to lead Pontchartrain Elementary School to be the best elementary school in the state of Louisiana. That means empowering teachers, engaging families, and ensuring every child has the opportunity to grow and thrive. Together, we will celebrate what makes our school so great and tackle the challenges ahead with clarity, purpose, and heart. I'm ready to listen, ready to lead, and ready to work alongside each of you to make our shared vision a reality. I promise I won't let you down, and thank you so much for this opportunity. Pontchartrain Eagles always fly high.
Thank you, Zach. And will the friends, family, supporters of Zach please stand up and be recognized, please? Thank you so much. And our final appointment tonight, from Chifuncta Middle School, Ms. Michelle Cassidy.
Good evening, Superintendent Jabbia, President Green, board members, staff, and supervisors. Thank you. 20 years ago this month, I accepted my first job in St. Tammany Parish as a secretary at Pontchartrain Elementary School. And through hard work, the support of my family, and the guidance of 3 amazing principals, Dr. Kathleen Wiseman, Laura Norsworthy, and Dr. Mitch Stubbs, I stand here tonight as a principal myself. I have to hold on to the podium for a moment while I let that sink in. Whew. I am inspired every day by colleagues and friends, and I am so grateful to have been given so many opportunities to learn and grow. connecting with students and families, some of whom were here tonight on the Mandeville High School 2992, in my school community brings me so much joy. Thank you. I have to say tonight that I believe that I am the luckiest new principal in the room. Thank you all for believing in me, and I cannot wait to start this next chapter in my professional journey with my Tchefuncte Middle School family. Thank you.
Will Michelle's family, friends, supporters, please stand and be recognized, please. Just really quick, I know y'all are all ready to go celebrate. The stories you've heard tonight are just Shalon's. Shalon's been an educator and administrator for a long time and has got a chance to lead her building. Jamie Mills, longtime St. Tammany resident, comes home to take over a hometown school. Amy has been a teacher and an administrator for us for 31 years. She gets a chance doing it. Melanie has worked her way through our St. Tammany Parish school system, come back, and is leading our group. Zach Butler was an administrator previous in Kenner in Jefferson, came to St. Tammany, found his niche, and now he's a principal at Pontchartrain. And Michelle Cassidy, from a secretary, if that's not crazy, you know? Honestly, and it's just, every story is so unique, and I am just truly blessed, and I'm just so looking forward to the future of St. Tammany Parish, and thank everybody who was appointed tonight and everybody that came out to support them. Y'all mean a whole lot to us, and we really appreciate it, really appreciate it.
We've got two quick resolutions, proclamations that we'd like to vote on prior to letting all our administrative team announcements and their families leave. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Ms. McCullum to read the National School Nurse Day proclamation.
Thank you, President. Thank you, President Green. I have to lean in. Whereas school nurses serve a critical role in assisting schools and students in the St. Tammany Parish school system, and whereas school nurses have assisted in improving public health across the nation for more than 120 years, and in those years have seen more complex and life-threatening health problems arise in schools. And whereas in the St. Tammany Parish school system, we value the work of nurses and the benefits they provide, and as a result have ensured that we have a school nurse on all 55 of our school campuses. And whereas school nurses are professional nurses that advance the well-being, academic success, and achievements of all students by providing a critical safety net for our most fragile children. And whereas we know that school nurses understand the link between health and learning and are in a position to make a positive difference for children every day by supporting students to stay healthy in school, safe, and ready to learn. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the members of the St. Tammany Parish School Board acknowledge and appreciate the dedicated service of all school nurses within our school system, and do hereby officially proclaim Wednesday, May the 7th, 2025, as School Nurse Day. Be it further resolved that this resolution be spread upon the official minutes of this board, with a copy being sent to all schools, nurses, and Ms. Estrada as a sign of respect and gratitude to our school nurses. And I so move.
Unanimous second. Yeah. Any comments from the public? Any from the board? And that motion carries unanimously. Are there any nurses in here, school nurses, that could stand up and be recognized? There's one back in the... I kept the crowd around for you. Next, Ms. Fauntleroy will lead us in our school lunch hero proclamation.
Thank you, Mr. Green. Whereas nutritious meals at schools are an essential part of the school day, and whereas the staff of the district's school meals and nutrition department are committed to providing healthy, nutritious meals to the district's children, and whereas the men and women who prepare and serve school meals help nurture our children through their daily interaction and support, and whereas the day of Friday, May 2nd, is School Lunch Hero Day, now therefore be it resolved that St. Tammany Parish School District expresses its deep appreciation to these valuable employees and commends their good work on behalf of our children. Be it further resolved that this proclamation be spread upon the official minutes of this board, with copies being sent to each school's principal, cafeteria manager, and to Ms. Lelaney as testimony of this board's recognition of their outstanding endeavors. And I so move.
Thank you, Ms. Fauntleroy. Unanimous second. Any comments from the public? Seeing none, any from the board? Are there any school lunch heroes, school food service? There she is back there. Thank you, thank you. So we're going to take another quick 5-minute recess, let all the administrative appointments and any folks that don't want to stay around for the regular agenda to go. Thank you all and enjoy your celebration. like to get the superintendent update
Great.
for us?
Thank you, Mr. Green. Appreciate it. Board members, I'll make it pretty brief. I do want to talk capital improvement plan with you in just a second, but Ms. Baker invited us to the Hope House Breakfast of Champions recognition event, and it was an amazing event. For those of you that are around my age, that grew up, our guest speaker was Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is Goose from Top Gun, if you remember. Yes, he was the guest speaker. He started, it just goes to show you though, even famous people have had some very horrible things happen to them in their lives. And he shared his story with us, with the entire group, and just his courage, just amazing. But he started his speech off, this is classic. He started his speech off, he says, "This is what Goose would have looked like if he'd have lived after Top Gun." So it was just hilarious. It was hilarious. And he's 62 years old now, and it made me feel very old because I remember Ray-Bans and flight jackets and, that whole craze during that time. So I just appreciate Ms. Baker allowing Ms. Hart and myself to attend. And we had some board members that were there, Mr. Harrell, Ms. McCollum. So it was a great event, and I was glad I could be there to celebrate those amazing people and to hopefully help Hope House to accomplish some amazing things. Recently with our Superintendent Advisory Committee, I've kind of talked to y'all before. They've done, in the past, I've told y'all the community service endorsement pins, cell phones, they've done anti-vaping, and our new initiative that through the help with the communications team, we're going to be rolling out an entire wellness platform for students on our website that gives them tips, it gives them suggestions, help, places to get help. It has a section on conflict resolution. It has a part on just taking care of themselves, how to become better organized, how to kind of help them get through some anxiety situations. So the kids have kind of helped us in brainstorm. It also is going to have a link to where they can email directly to their mental health provider at their school, because a lot of those kids, maybe they need to get something off their chest or whatever into their mental health provider. So we're really excited about that, and they're helping us to bring that together, and we're hoping by the start of next school year, we'll be able to roll that out as an initiative. They also want to do presentations through their class presentations when they do meet with their grade levels, and kind of roll that out with the kids doing the presentations to junior high and high school kids. So we're really excited about that. It's they always come up with some really, really cool things, because they like I told y'all, they're in touch. They understand what kids need, and just being able to talk with them is absolutely amazing. So just my pleasure to be able to be there with them and to sit down and try to get us to work through those things. Tonight I have a couple videos to share with you. I'd like to share with you. The first one is our Library Appreciation Day on April 4th. I'd love to share that video. Our librarians are doing an amazing job, so let's check that out.
This is a really old story. I think many of you are familiar with this one.
My favorite part about being a librarian is sharing the joy of books. I love to read. I was always a reader growing up. I have great memories of all my library experiences, and I really want to provide that to all of our kids.
So just being here and having that opportunity, that is my first and foremost love, is just to see the joy of reading, because for every child there is a book out there. You just have to keep trying and trying, and then what's really rewarding is once you get that book in that child's hand, they come back for more. They want to read more from that series or more from that same author, and to me that is all it takes.
The library is super important because it's where you really foster that joy of reading, and I make it a priority to read it to every class. I feel like they need the joy of being read to, which is so fun, but also to find those books, those authors, those series, or that part of the library that is special to them.
I really do find that once they have read that book and they come back to me and they say, I really like that book, it gives them that self-confidence kind of thing. So to have the libraries in the schools are the most important thing.
We are pre-K through 6 school, so I'll have these kids for years and years and years. And so I can see them grow as readers.
That is the best part of my job, because In this job, I get to be with the students, okay? I get to see students in and out all day long and really get to know them.
I believe the library is the heart of the school. Everybody comes to the library. Everybody can find something on the shelf that is interesting to them. I think that when they have that foundational understanding of what a library is and what it can do for them, then they have it forever.
And they all lived happily ever after.
We are truly blessed. Our librarians do a tremendous job. I mean, at the lower levels, of course, they're teaching classes and teaching kids everything that's all library. But as they get older, they manage a complete media center, and they work kids through internet safety and a whole lot of different aspects on our campuses. So we just can't say enough for our librarians and what they do for us every day at all of our school sites. I know that most of them are gone right now. This also is Assistant Principal Week, April 7th through the 11th. I know they were ready to get out of here, but I'm sure that they're going to check it out. So let's check out a video on Assistant Principal Week.
It's an awesome responsibility to be an assistant principal. You get to interact with students. You get to visit classrooms. One of the best parts is being able to see students work, participate in discussions, work on projects, and seeing some of those final projects that they've completed and that they're proud of.
Assistant principals also play an important role in establishing the culture of the school and implementing the structure of the curriculum.
Assistant principals, they're not only involved in our grades and school life, but they're personable as well, and they care about our well-being as people and us growing as human beings.
The assistant principal impact is felt in many ways. Not only do we want students to achieve academically, we want them to integrate socially and thrive in their educational journey.
I love being an assistant principal. It allows you to make an impact on your students, teachers, and school community.
They make me feel loved and safe, which allows me to learn in my environment.
Thank you, Grant. We are truly blessed at all levels. As you saw tonight, so many of our assistant principals that are current assistant principal right now are going to do a fantastic job of being principal, and we're just super excited. Just very briefly, as you know, I've gone around and done many presentations, whether it be at schools, at sites, in front of different groups of employees. Just briefly, I know most of you or board members have seen the presentation delivered at one of our sites or at a meeting, but for the public, I haven't really done that. I was kind of waiting for that for tonight, and we're just super excited about what we have doing right by kids and improving our working conditions for our faculties and our staff. As you all have heard from my presentations, our funding comes in 4 different pots. 1 from the state MFPs, 1 from federal funds, and then 2 from the locals, which is sales tax and our property taxes. And like I've explained to you, the only thing, locals control everything to do with facilities, everything. State and federal funds can only be used to educate the child. So we rely on the locals. The locals are in charge of facilities. As you visit other school systems around the state of Louisiana, take a look at the facilities. Look around, because the locals determine it. So when you're visiting other facilities, other school districts, what do they prioritize? What do they not prioritize? Do they have a strong tax base? Do they have supporters? Do they have signage up? Does the community support those schools, those communities? So all those things need to be taken into account. We would never, this board nor I would ever bring a new tax to our taxpayers. We all understand where we are in this day and age. Therefore, we have got to address the facts, and the facts are that the locals provide that service to our school system. So we are asking mom and pop taxpayer, will you please continue to allow this school system to continue to use what falls under your property taxes, if you look at it, under debt services, to continue to work on capital improvements in the infrastructure of the school system at no projected increase at all to your tax revenue. We are not asking or not looking. There will be no impact based on what we're doing with this capital improvement plan. There will be no rise in property taxes. What we're asking for is to continue the ability to work on our campuses and to work on our structures. Just very quickly, just super proud of all we have going on. I've mentioned this before. What our class of 2024 did this past year, we averaged, on average in the school system, a 20.5 ACT. That is parish-wide, which means parish-wide, on average, our kids are TOPS eligible immediately. What does that mean? Money. Money in the pockets of our kids and our parents, not because Frank Jabby or this board said so, because the legislature said so. It is the most relevant thing we do. It is money for our kids. We are setting them up for success. And I just can't say enough about the teachers that provide the education, that provide the services to get them to that point. Secondly, I've talked about this many times, our school system is on the rise. It has been on the rise since 2018. Since 2018, we are under the same accountability standards that we are right now. In 2018, this school system was an 85.2. We sit here in 24-25, we are a 87.5. We are 2.5 points higher than we've ever been before. And again, that is a testament to all of the amazing people that we have on our campuses doing the hard work, pushing and grinding, and us holding people accountable and others holding our students accountable, holding each other accountable. And I just can't say enough about the amazing people at work at all of our campuses and our sites. The bottom row there is just a list of, since 2013, we've done a capital improvement plan in 2013, 2019, and now in 25-26. Every 5 to 6 years, we do a capital improvement plan with this district to continue to move forward in technology, in safety, and in our facilities. You can see some of the things that have taken place since 2013. SROs, MHPs, security cameras, our door access controls, Chromebooks. I think back to COVID. We could not have opened without Chromebooks. If it wouldn't have been for Lewis searching high and low for every device we had, we could not have opened. We could not have opened. The restrictions on us were so great, we could not have opened. But due to amazing teachers that worked through some amazing abilities that they had, taking Google Classroom, which in 2020, if y'all remember, Google Classroom was a suggestion. Now Google Classroom is how our teachers operate. It's how our PLCs are run, our IoTs, our department meetings, our grade level meetings, our subject level meetings. It's how our teachers share information. It's how we get information out to our graduating seniors, class of 25, 26, 27, 28. That's how we get that information out. We get that out to them. They can access it at all times through Google Classroom. We have the ability to do those things now. So where we are right now is amazing. 15 large capital improvement projects are complete. The 2019 bond issue is complete. It is finished. When we ask the public to do something, when we ask to use public funds, we deliver on those public funds. And the community will attest to everything that we've done. Capital improvement plan has 4 parts, and I'm going to run through them very, very briefly. Many of y'all, like I said, have heard these things. We start with security, period. Start with security. If there was something I could throw over this school system, every school, I would throw it. If there was something to say, okay, with this, y'all are safe. That does not exist. What do we have? Layers of protection. Layers. Starting with our SROs, MHPs, our nurses. Moving on to the P25. If y'all don't know, we have P25 radios at every site. That P25 radio directly communicates with us and with law enforcement immediately. If you hit the orange button on top of the P25, you better get ready because SWAT is coming. It's just the same as an officer hitting their panic button on their radio. It's the same thing. It means officer in distress. They are coming. If that button's hit, it's game time. So Those are things that we have in place, along with our alarms, our intercoms, our security cameras, our door access. For those of you who don't know, when our visitors come on campus, they scan their ID at the office. That checks the National Sexual Sex Predator Database. Whether you're a parent, a guardian, or just a visitor, if you pop up on there, zero entry, get out. So just letting you know, there's so many things that are there to be part of our safety and security layers that we have. We've got to continue to upgrade those. We've got to continue to make those adjustments and make sure that we are providing all the layers that we can. People ask me why buses are on there. Buses are on there because it is financially responsible. Moving to a school board-owned fleet as our owner-operators, who we cannot run this school system without, as through attrition, as they retire, as their buses retire, they can come work for us, of course, and we have many of them that have made that transition. Or if they want to ride off into the sunset, like many of them do, that's great too. But transitioning to a school board-owned fleet is financially responsible. We're talking about $3 to $5 million when the total transformation is made, $3 to $5 million back in savings, back to this school system, so that gives $3 to $5 million to this board to award to our employees across the district. So we're excited to keep that moving forward. Enhanced technology. Our teachers need new computers. Our offices need new computers. Desktops is what I'm referring to. We've got to make sure that we continue to give Lewis every tool possible to continue to upgrade our system. Do Lewis and I not argue a little bit? We argue a little bit. I always know this, and I've told this to every employee group I've met with. Lewis gets us paid on the 1st and 15th. We've never been hacked, right, Lewis? Never been hacked. And Lewis takes our internet safety and our privacy for our faculty, our staff, and our students very seriously. And, if we're doing anything, if we're protecting the safety and the identity of our employees and our students, that is a great undertaking, and he takes great pride in that, and I appreciate him doing that. But we've got to get on track to replace our Chromebooks. We've got to do a better job of keeping our Chromebooks with the same kid. We've talked to many districts. Lewis has spent a lot of time working to see what we can do for kids to take better care of their Chromebooks, and attaching their Chromebook to the kid for multiple years is how you do that. You give them ownership, not just 1 year. It's attached to them for 2-3 years so that they take better care of them. So that has been an adjustment for us, and we're working through that right now. Also, I say this all the time. I talked to you about Google Classroom already, what an asset it is to us. But also Microsoft. Microsoft runs our school system, and those filters and filtration, our emails. I tell people all the time, 6,000 employees, as you saw on the slide before. 6,000 emails. No. 36,400 students, 43,000 emails and computers to protect. It's a whole lot to protect, and that is very expensive. It's extremely expensive to do IT work, provide those devices, and to give our teachers and faculty and staff everything they need, and our students also. The first 2 slides that I showed you, safety, security, and infrastructure of IT, $44 million over the next 10 years. $44 million. This is the Mac Daddy slide. This is the slide of all slides. This slide right here is 23 campuses getting remodels, reconfigurations, addressed in many different ways. Old school portables torn down, new brick and mortar buildings. This is about giving our students that no matter what zip code you live in, you deserve to have first-rate facilities to educate your kids and for our teachers and faculty and staff to work in. This is what this is about. This is about equity for the entire parish. This is equity, making sure that 23 campuses have everything they need. We have a lot of campuses in this district. I can't correct you guys. I can't address what happened in 2013, 2019. Priorities there were what they were, safety and security. They were different priorities. The priority now is to take $251 million and address campuses across the district. For example, Boyette's classrooms have not been addressed since the 60s. Florida Avenue's classrooms are the same classrooms I went to in 1977. The classrooms. We've addressed the facility, the classrooms. Pineview Middle School that you just saw, Miss Melanie White tonight, It's got to be addressed. I'm not going to get into that. It's got to be addressed. Those things, there are inequities around the district that have got to be addressed. Our kids deserve it and our employees deserve it, and we're going to be addressing those. We've never addressed 23 campuses. We're going to be addressing 23 campuses if the voters say yes. Next is our Healthcare and STEM Discovery Center. This is, for some reason, has been the topic of conversation. Tonight, I bring to you, I've provided it to all the board members here. I've got a copy also for Mr. Osborne. I meant to bring it when I was coming and I did not. We have an MOU signed by all of our providers that spoke to you. We have one more provider that needs board approval, so they weren't able to sign that. They will meet the last week in April, and if that board passes that, we'll be able to add an 8th sponsor on there. That includes Southeastern, North Shore Technical, our St. Tammany Corps. It includes Oshner. It includes St. Tammany Parish Health Systems, Lakeview. It includes all of our partners, Chevron, all the partners we've talked about, and their pledge to us that they're going to work collaboratively with us to provide everything that's on that MOU and to address our students. Let me just quickly explain, okay? I just want to be very clear with the Discovery Center. We have 8 high schools. It is impossible for me to put healthcare and STEM facilities in 8 separate high schools to the highest level that this is going to be. That's not possible. Nor is it possible for me to staff 8 high schools with high-tech CTEs and IBCs in STEM and healthcare. We don't have enough we don't have enough personnel. We have high schools right now, and these principals have given me permission to use their name. Miss Liza Jacobs at Salmon, Miss Tracy Jordan Larson at Pearl River, Miss April Gerald at Lakeshore. Because of the number of students in those programs, there's not enough students in those programs to even facilitate the majority of the things that we offer already on our campuses. We don't have enough students there on that campus. So therefore, the students who want those programs can't get into them because there's not enough. That's not right. It's not right. It's not equitable. That's not the way. Your zip code should not determine what services are provided. What we can do is, with our buses and the new 4x4 block system, we'll be able to provide equitable service to all. To all. No matter where you go to high school, you will get the highest level of STEM and healthcare credentials, dual enrollment. We want to set kids up for success. This whole thing is about kids. It's about kids, doing what's right for kids. Frank Jabbia did not make this plan. This plan is happening all over the United States and Louisiana. In Baldwin County, they just invested $150 million. Baldwin County is Gulf Shores, Foley, that area, $150 million facility, unbelievable facility, because their community said, this is where we're moving. We've got to stop looking like this and thinking about the now and pick your head up and look like this. Look down the road. We've got to set kids up for success. If we learned anything in COVID, we learned that if your job and your dream requires a 4-year degree, then by all means, we want to help you get there with AP and dual enrollment. If your job and your dream does not require a 4-year degree, why would you waste time doing that and waste money and waste services and waste take out student loans to make that happen? We have an obligation here in St. Tammany to provide as much dual enrollment, as much CTE, career technical education, and industry-based certification as possible. This allows us to do it and allows it to do it at a greater level than we've ever been able to do it before. This is about kids. Kids, that's it. It's about kids. It's about doing what's right for kids, and this addresses all those. I talk about an associate degree because I know Melissa is very tired of hearing me talk about an associate degree, but this is going on around the state, around the nation. We will have the ability with our 4x4 block system to push the limits. We cannot offer, bullet 3 right there is not even possible with 7-period day, 4 years, 28 Carney units. That's not possible right now. It will become a reality in the near future, and we will have students that will earn their associate degree and their diploma at the same time. And I cannot wait for this board to celebrate those kids and us to recognize those kids at graduation, and we look forward to that day too. We're not talking about, I want to be also very, very clear. This is going to take some time. We're not talking about high school kids right now. They unfortunately, this center will not be for them. We're talking about our 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. Our 4th, 5th, and that's what I've told the teachers and the staffs. We're talking about our 4th, 5th, their kids at our middle school. That's the kids. This is going to take time. We got to get our 4x4 system rolling. We've got to learn the intricacies of all we've got. And then this will be built around those programs that we have in our parish. So we're very excited about that. Very quickly, I share this slide very quickly with all leadership groups that meet with me. If you're a leadership group and you've met with me, I've played this slide for you. I'm going to tell you, Michelle saw this slide. I'm going to tell you what I say to every one of those groups. I'm going to be very transparent. This is what I say to every one of those groups. Look at what St. Tammany Parish Public Schools does for our community. Is St. Tammany Parish Public Schools the only option for parents? No, it is not. Depending on your religion and your needs, what a parent needs for their child, whether it's a setting, whether it's environment, whatever it might be, parents have to make decisions for their children, and they should do that. They need to do that. But when you look at what we do for kids, from gifted to SWE services, what we provide, what I just talked about, CTEs, IBCs, dual enrollment, AP, what we do for kids, our Lighthouse kid teams, how we're growing, what we do for kids, nobody can match. So I'm going to repeat exactly what I tell them and what the leadership groups here. I want you to think about communities. I want you to think about communities where you don't feel safe. I want you to think about the news. I want you to think about newspaper. Think about all those places where people don't trust their neighbor. They don't play in the streets like we did growing up. They don't feel safe going out. Parades just recently, they don't feel safe at parades. They don't feel safe going out in the community. You show me a failing community, and I'll show you a failing public school system every time. Every time. Not here, not there. Failing community, failing public school system. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I tell the faculties and staff and all those leadership groups. If the public loses, if we lose the support of the public for our public school system, St. Tammany will fail too. St. Tammany will fail too. If we lose the support of the public for a public school system where we can provide a tremendous education to kids, if we lose that support, St. Tammany will fall too. Promise. That's not a scare tactic. That's a promise. Just think, I tell them, draw a big circle around St. Tammany. Look north, look south, look west. Those were one time, I don't call anybody by name, those were one time thriving communities. Unfortunately, not so much anymore. Not so much. So I want people to think about all that I've said tonight, what you've heard. I've shared this with the faculty and staffs and any group that would hear me. Talked to the city council this week, parish council last week. I've talked to RPAC. I've talked to Military Road Alliance. Thank you to Mr. Broom. I think he's in here. Anybody that gave us a platform, I know we had some board members that went and talked to the chamber. We had some board members that talked to Madisonville, the town of Madisonville. We've done our due diligence to try to get the message out there about our school system, about the public. All I ask you, as a superintendent, I cannot give you instructions. I cannot tell you what to do. All I can say is go vote. So as I've told all the people I've met with, please go vote. Early voting starts next Saturday, the 19th. We're off school. That's a Saturday before Easter. We're off the Monday after Easter. So the 19th and the 21st. It finishes that entire week. And then the general election is on May the 3rd. So I just challenge everyone, think about our community, think about our kids, and just go vote. That's all I'm asking you to do. So board members, thank you. I'll try to answer any question. The good news is Mr. Schluter is here. So if I screwed up, Mr. Schluter can fix me. So that's a good thing. So President
Thank you,
Green.
Mr. Jabby.
Yes, sir.
I can tell you're not passionate about this at all.
I'm sorry. I get a little fired up. I'm sorry. The high school coach in me comes out. So I'm sorry.
I do, before any board questions, I do want to point out that Ms. Baker, myself, and Ms. McCullum did visit the town of Madisonville at their city council. And I just want to recognize Mayor Pelot and the council. They did pass a unanimous resolution in support of the bond issuance. So we're very thankful for their support in the community of Madisonville. So any questions from the board? Ms. Gallagher?
I just want to clarify something, only because I think I misunderstood something that it was in a presentation, not by you.
Okay.
So the students who are, obviously in a few years, when they have this center, the kids who are going to these classes, there will be buses that will transport them to there. Because I was told in a meeting that, no, they have to get them, and I'm like, ooh. And I've been meaning to ask you about that, so now that it's out in the public, I want to make sure everybody is aware.
I was trying to rush through that. Thank you, Ms. Gallagher. I appreciate it. Using our buses, transportation will be provided to and from for every campus that we have. That will be provided. If a student wants to drive, they absolutely have the right to do. Our kids, some of them just want to be in charge of themselves. Once you get in high school and you get that license, you want to be in charge of yourself. Also, I want to clarify something too. This is an advanced study school. This is not a standalone school. The children who go there stay on the rolls of those schools. They still play athletics, band, cheer, dance, every organization. They are at that school. This is just this will supplement what goes on their home-based campus. We will work it out with the athletes. Some of them, or I say athletes are kids that are involved in extracurricular. Some of them might go first and second block. Some of them might go second and third block. Some of them might go third, fourth. It would all depend on their schedule, their needs, and what they need. We're going to work around them. That's what this whole thing, our whole block scheduling, we're going to work and tailor it to them as much as possible and let our instructors handle the big, heavy lifts. So we're excited about that. I hope that answers your question. So, okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Ms. McCollum?
Yes, thank you. I just want to mention that, yes, some people have expressed concerns about the Discovery Center, but I do want to say that any businesses, legislators, any business people that I've talked to, different groups that I've gone to, and some of the groups that Matt and I spoke with, the Chamber and in Madisonville, anybody that I've talked to in those areas have been more excited about the Discovery Center than any other part of the capital improvement plan.
I echo that, Ms. McCollum. They understand how important it is. I've told y'all before, and I've told the people that I've talked to, our graduates, come to our graduation. Ms. Syson's sitting right here. She runs Slaughter High's graduation. Come to our graduations. You'll find out very, very quickly. Our top graduates, I challenge you to find many of them that actually stay in the state of Louisiana. Not very many of them stay in the state of Louisiana. They have so much, unfortunately, greater opportunity outside of our borders. This Discovery Center, Chevron and our healthcare partners, they want to build relationships with our kids now through internships, through integration of their services and people, to, if those kids do go off to college, give them a reason to come home. Give them that connection to come home. We need to get kids back to St. Tammany. St. Tammany is only going to grow if we can get those, our top, our best of the best back, and give them places to work. So absolutely, that's hugely important in our community.
Ms. Hanson?
Thank you. President Green, I've heard also concerns about the Discovery Center. However, I think that, what you said about keeping our kids here, that is of utmost important. And if we keep our kids here, we educate them here, we keep them here, they get jobs right after high school with an associate's degree, let's say in some medical field, then that helps to stimulate our economy in St. Tammany Parish. So it benefits our entire parish. But for someone who's, that, if I'm doing my math right, that particular aspect of this bond renewal represents less than 16% of the entire total, if that's correct. 9%? I don't know, I may have miscalculated how much we're actually spending for it, but when you look at that, that means the majority of it, like you said, the $250 million are going to 23 schools. I've been to Covington High School. They were part of that 2019, and the building is amazing, and our kids deserve that. And I told Mr. Jabby this before. I attended Pineview in 9th grade when it was an all-girls junior high. before Covington High, I went to Covington High, had a high school start at 10th grade. And I attended that school, and I can tell you it was over 50 years ago. And that school had been open for probably about 20 years prior to me attending it as a junior high. Pineview has buildings in it, and you know what? The staff, the teachers, the administration, they do everything in order to make that place a beautiful, warm, welcoming, and it is. The teachers, amazing classes. But the original part of that school is still, I mean, they have no other choice but to use it because of the number of students they have there. They need to have that updated, as well as many of the schools you talked about. I look at Pineview, and if anybody has paid attention to their band program at Pineview, they have an amazing band program at Pineview, a huge band at Pineview Middle School now. That teacher, the band teacher, is still conducting classes in a portable building. A portable building that was brought in, I want to say, I don't remember when C.J. Shane shut down as a middle school.
Long time ago.
A long time ago, and then so they joined all this, they brought in portable buildings because they were combining the two middle schools in Covington. She's still in that building. And the fact you go in there and you see these kids in there, it's wonderful, but she's squeezed in there. Our students deserve better. Our employees deserve better. Yeah. So I encourage everyone to get more information about the list of what's going to be done at what schools so that you can see how much will make an impact for our students, our employees, and the communities. Thank you.
Thank you. And Ms. Hanson's right, there's 6 portables there, old school portables that are coming down there. And the band director was actually here tonight. She was sitting right over there a few minutes ago. She was here to support Miss White. She was here. So kudos to her. Kudos to her.
Ms. Geller.
Now that people have talked, I forgot 2 other things. So for again, these are things I've heard, so I'm going to need you to clarify.
Sure.
The classes at the Discovery Center would be in person, or is the teacher going to be there and kids are going to be in virtual classes?
No, they're in person.
Okay.
I will tell y'all that we are working on a plan to bring more AP and dual enrollment classes to all of our high schools. Melissa and I and the team are working on a way to possibly have one of our great teachers remote that's already works for us, and one of those blocks be a block to where we can teach high level, I'm just gonna give you an example, AP stats. Maybe AP stats can't be taught at a couple of our schools, but we have a great AP teacher. Maybe we can free that person up for one block and offer it to the students at all the schools, and have one of the math teachers would be the facilitator in the room that would grade the papers, that would do all those things, but the teacher would actually be through Google Meet, and we can have that offered to them. So that's something that our team, for those of you who didn't know, while we were at LSBA the last day, Melissa and the team went and visited Calcasieu Parish. They brought this in. When they went through the hurricane, the massive hurricanes that wiped them out, they had to think outside the box. So that's just one thing. Calcasieu gave us a lot of things to work on, and we're working with Lewis and with our staff to see how we can make that work. But we feel like that's going to be a huge feather in our cap also for inclusion, equity around the whole district. So yes, but yes.
Okay,
But it's in person. It's Discovery is in person.
Okay, and then, well, I know there's some little contention about this one, but will there be at some point a list of like where things fall in list of buildings to get done, so that we can say, Little Oak can come to me and I'm like, you're number 15 on the list, like, you know what I'm saying, like where
Yes.
they will fall?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, we will get that to you.
Thank
And a lot of that depends, y'all got to realize that we've got to bring in, Cameron does a tremendous job. For most of these projects, we've got to bring in temporary portable classrooms to empty a wing out at a time. You can't just shut a school down, and this work can't be done in 2 months in a summertime. So what you do is you close a wing down, you move all those students, and you build access to a portable city, I call it, and for that time period, they work, as soon as that wing is open and cleared, they move back in and we move the next hall. And that's so, like at Boyette, they have multiple halls, 3 halls, so that's how it would work. So that takes coordination with Cameron and her team that's very expensive. That's a hefty amount in the budget that is part of Cameron and our team's projections. So that takes a lot of coordination. So yes, we will provide all that to you. No problem.
Ms. McCollum?
Yes, just a quick, this was mentioned at the chamber meeting that President Green and Ms. Baker and I went to. Would you mention publicly how to access the information about the capital improvement plan on our website?
Yes, Meredith and our team have done a great job of making that available. If you go to our school board website, STPPS.org, and look under bond, it is all there. We've got everything laid out, from the capital improvement plan to what's being done to those campuses to what it looks like, the flyer that we've done. Meredith and her team have made that available, and we also are pushing that out to all of our partners. All of our partners wanted a copy of that so that they could get ready for voting for next weekend. So we're pushing that all out to them. And we've got some community partners also that have donated monies to do some advertising locally that they have, that they are championing and sponsoring. It is all on them. But we really appreciate them for stepping up. I think you're going to see some signage out and some things like that that were created by some local donors whose kids came through the school system, and they know that we can't do that, but they offered to help, and so they're going to be doing that. So I just appreciate them. They did not want to be recognized. They wanted help. So we really appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Javia.
No problem. Thank you, Mr. Green.
I'll wait till you get back. I couldn't help but pick up on the Freudian slip. Ms. Moore may have picked up on it too, and he said that Lewis was lurking. Is that right?
I'm going to link the bond issue in board docs on his update if they want to find it there.
Thank you, Mr. Javia. We'll move to the consent agenda. Does any member of the board need to remove an item from the agenda? I see none, so I'll read it. Item B, approval of minutes of the regular meeting held March 20th, 2025. Item C, recommends acceptance of Pearl River High School visitor side restroom and concessions building, St. Tammany Parish School Board project number P0350 as substantially complete. Item D, recommends acceptance of Slido High School softball locker room and restroom, St. Tammany Parish School Board project number P0349 as substantially complete. And then item E, recommends acceptance of the job description for the associate superintendent. Do I have a motion? Ms. Moore, do I have a second? Ms. McCollum, any comments from the public on the consent agenda? See none. Any comments from the board? Ms. Gallagher?
I just have one on the, on E for the associate superintendent. I know it was a, issue in the past, but I know I asked y'all to change it to he/she, but will he in the interim have the chance, like, can he sign anything for you which would allow you to take a little bit more time off as needed? I'm just asking because before that was like a big thing why you couldn't take off work. I just want to make sure that he's going to have that authority that you can get some R&R as needed.
He can do that.
Perfect.
He can provide it to me.
I forgot to ask that last week, so I apologize.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gallagher. Any other questions from the board? Seeing none, let's please vote. And the consent agenda passes unanimously. We'll move on to agenda item 4A, appropriate retirement resolutions for the following certificated personnel subsequent to March 20th, 2025. Mr. Alfonso.
Thank you, Mr. Green, Superintendent Jabby, and Board. Appropriate retirement resolutions of the following certificated personnel subsequent to the March 20th, 2025 meeting. Jacqueline M. Krantz, Florida Avenue Elementary, 12.94 years. That's the right one. 12.13 years in St. Tammany Parish. Robin W. Bickham, Folsom Junior High, 34.87 years, 6.73 years in St. Tammany Parish. Wendy D. Dronette, Lancaster Elementary, 32.76 years, 22.28 years in St. Tammany Parish. Kristen B. Henderson, Pearl River High, 23.09 years, all in St. Tammany Parish.
Thank you, Mr. Alfonso. Do I have a motion? Ms. Lamy, do I have a second? Ms. Hanson, any comments from the public? See none. Any comments from the board? See none. Please vote. And that motion carries unanimously. Item B.
Appropriate retirement resolution of the following employee support services personnel subsequent to the March 20th, 2025 meeting. Julia L. Burris, Abita Springs Elementary, 11.24 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Arthur J. Thomas Sr., Alton Elementary, 10.48 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Robert R. Pratts Jr., Covington Warehouse, 16.07 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Denise T. Jennings, Little Pearl Elementary, 25.71 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Ann R. Vaccaro, Pitcher Junior High, 11.23 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Barbara A. Penn, Transportation Center, 30.24 years, all in St. Tammany Parish. Lydia L. Sulas, Whispering Forest Elementary, 13.04 years, all in St. Tammany Parish.
Thank you, Mr. Alfonso.
You're welcome.
Mr. Kuzan makes that motion. Do I have a second? Dr. Peterson, any comments from the public? Any comments from the board? Ms. Hanson?
Thank you. Congratulations to all of our new retirees. I know you'll enjoy it. I'd like to give a special shout out to Ann Vaccaro, who was a para at Pitcher Junior High. At first, she was a substitute para when I was there. And so I'm sure she's looking forward to her retirement, and congratulations to her.
Thank you, Ms. Hanson. Any other comments from the board? Please vote. And that motion carries unanimously. Item C is to adopt a resolution levying millage rates for tax year 2025 for a total of 58.24 mills. Do I have a motion? Ms. Lamy, do I have a second? Ms. Moore? And we do have Mr. Schluter and Ms. Ferry here to answer any questions on that millage. Are there any comments from the public? Are there any from the board? And please vote. And that motion carries unanimously. And Mr. Schluter, Ms. Ferry, thank you for being here. I know we didn't have any questions for you because we feel very comfortable, but I thank you for being here as always. And oh, that's right. Yeah, Mr. Schluter, thank you for the information that, that talked about the rationale behind our bond rating. That's very helpful. And to the extent we can share that with our public, it just kind of goes to show the fiscal stewardship that the staff here and the board has. So appreciate you doing that for us. It's very helpful.
Thank you for all y'all do for us, truly. Thank y'all. We appreciate everything, and we so look forward to working with you guys in the very near future.
Yep. Next item on the agenda is public comment, and first up is Gage Self. Is Gage still here? Yep.
Hello, I'm Gage Self. I'm a senior at Slaughter High School, and I'm here to discuss something deeply disturbing to me. An organization called Next Gen handed out books called Truth for Youth, filled with various opinions, but the most troubling is extremely homophobic rhetoric. On page 33, a brother and sister argue while another brother, Sebastian, questions his sexuality. The eldest calls him a stinking homosexual and references gay as a code word for condoning homosexuality. Sebastian is given religious advice that says homosexuals will not inherit the kingdom of God. He is then urged to abandon what is normal for him and be washed clean. Imagine how that can make a gay child feel. While I am entirely in favor of having one's own opinions, I cannot stand for something that encourages the bullying and ostracization of my own friends. This is not a two-way street. Anything that uses biblical verses can be given to your children, and almost anything under that guise can be said with little to no repercussion. But when anyone that isn't considered normal by Christian standards attempts to show support for one another, it is shut down. Attempts to start a gay-straight alliance simply to support LGBTQ students have been shut down by the school. Yet NextGen can bring books that display their various opinions on how one lives. Books such as these are the catalysts of hatred. They encourage bullying and the belittlement of students by others, a problem we have enough of on our campus. One trans student was bullied, and the bully was never reprimanded, addressed, or even spoken to. Another trans student pushed for a name change along with their mother for 3 years, yet their dead name was always used. They were hospitalized for suicide attempts. I remember when the police came to my door at 2 a.m. to take my brother in an ambulance because he attempted to take his life due to bullying at the school. The fact is, teachers cannot bring books into a class without getting them approved, but an organization outside of school can hand books that incite hatred and bigotry to your children without you knowing. All I want for my school is inclusion and tolerance. Joining a gay-straight alliance does not make your child gay, but books like Truth for Youth do encourage your child to look down upon gay people as if they are lepers. Please think of it as a parent. You would not want your child given books that align with deprecating beliefs towards others without you knowing. Do not allow hatred to seep into our schools through clubs that reel in students with free pizza and a life lesson. What I ask is that you refrain from allowing opinionated books fall into the hands of children without their parents knowing, punish those who bully LGBTQ children the same way you punish others, and to allow us to create clubs to support those that are hurt every day they walk into their school, every time someone calls them by the name that no longer suits them, and every time they read that others see them as an abomination. Thank you.
Thank you, Gage. Appreciate your courage for speaking to the board. Mr. Osborne.
Thank you, Board President Green. Good evening, Brent Osborne, Federation President. Ms. Lemmy gives me gifts every now and again to help me get through. So 2 years ago, she gave me a stress ball, and I've worn that out. So tonight, she gave me a little wingman. So Superintendent Jabbia, you mentioned Top Gun and Goose. I always call Iceman. So I'm going to call my wingman Maverick because Jesus was a maverick. He was a healer. He was a teacher. I'm here tonight speaking on behalf of Opal Wilson, who cannot be here, unfortunately. A former school system employee, a union member, and the mother of 2 high school students who were mistreated by their principal. Her children reported to her that they were cursed at, physically manhandled, and that a racial slur was directed at them. Ms. Wilson did exactly what we asked parents and educators to do. She reported the incident. She emailed the superintendent and this board repeatedly, starting back in September, and yet to this day, she has received no response, no investigation, no accountability. She then turned to me for help. I advised her to file a grievance under policy GAE, School Board Grievances. She followed procedures, she named the policy, she did everything right, and still silence. On March 17th, I formally requested that this matter be heard in executive session within 30 days. Tonight is April 10th. 24 days have passed. This is the final board meeting of the month, and there is still no hearing on the agenda. Let me be clear, if this had been a teacher accused of the same conduct, they would have been placed on administrative leave during the investigation. And beyond possible criminal charges, they likely would have been terminated, but that didn't happen. This is no longer just a matter of policy, it is a moral issue. And in the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., civil rights leader, labor leader, Christian, justice delayed is justice denied. Thank you and good night.
Terry Prevost.
Terry Prevost, employee, Beta Springs. Free speech seems to be a popular topic at our meetings for the past few years. I wholeheartedly believe in free speech and everyone's right to express their feelings and opinions, even if I disagree with them. However, some individuals only believe in free speech if you agree with them. So they do not believe in free speech and want to control the free speech of others who challenge them. I see this philosophy constantly expressed on social media and also in public comments at these meetings. Our founding fathers never meant for freedom of speech to be used as a weapon to spread untrue statements, to manipulate the truth for individual gain, to embarrass or shame other individuals. I read an interesting quote online about free speech. The weaponization of free speech blurs the line between opinion and false information. transforming misguided opinions into campaigns that undermine trust in institutions, manipulate public sentiment, reflect personal vendettas, and most importantly, incite division. Last week, public comments were made about a beloved individual's health and their cognitive decline. This was shameful and should never happen at a public meeting or online. Last week, there was also public comments where central office employees were referred to as low-hanging fruit. I draw the line at a comment like that as my finance department is some of the low-hanging fruit. No one works harder than my staff, and for that matter, all central office staff work really hard. They strive for excellence in their day-to-day jobs with little or no thanks. They are often criticized simply because of the location they work at. These are human beings. They do not deserve to be insulted by these petty comments. Superintendent Jabbia is an amazing person, our leader. He works tirelessly and has deep love for the school district. That shines through in everything he does. He deserves respect and admiration. A former superintendent, Gail Sloan, was also an amazing leader, but Ms. Sloan was superintendent in 2003 to 2010. That was a different time politically and socially. Schools now are graded in a different system, graded more harshly. The curriculum mandates did not exist then, and many other mandates have been implemented by the state since 2010, all of which are tied to our state funding. You cannot compare Mrs. Sloan's tenure as superintendent to the current administration. It's not an even playing field, and this is unbelievably unfair. I know for a fact Ms. Sloan would be appalled at these unfair comparisons to her, and she would be angered by comments that are made about this district. She was the #1 supporter of this district. This school district is making gains in very difficult times that should be embraced and celebrated. To quote Winston Churchill, to build may have to be the slow and laborious task of years. To destroy can be the thoughtless act of a single day. Thoughtless acts of a single day sum up some of the public speech and comments that I'm witnessing. Some people only know how to tear down the work of others and to divide. A teacher told me recently that our students should not be used as political pawns. I agree. There should not be sides when it comes to public education. The only side should be what is best for the kids. What is best for the kids is what is best for this parish. Those of you who love the school district like I do not be afraid to speak up and let your voices be heard. Please get out and vote your heart on May 3rd. Thank you.
That concludes public comments. Schools will be closed Monday, April 14th through Monday, April 21st for spring and Easter break. Thank goodness we all need a break. The offices will be closed Friday, April 18th and Monday, April 21st. Graduations begin Tuesday, April 29th through Tuesday, May 6th. And the May committee as a whole meeting will be held on Thursday, May 8th at 6 p.m. at Shane. And with no further business, this meeting is adjourned.
I do need the board to give me their